Hello, welcome to Verbling. Good morning to most of you. Good evening. Actually, good evening to most of you. Good morning to a few of you. Hi there. I'm teacher Oakley, and in this class we're going to do a little basic reading comprehension and look at some vocabulary, as well as maybe check out pronunciation. What we're going to do is we're going to look at some short stories, just one paragraph stories, which have some kind of surprise ending, ironic ending, which would require you to actually be able to comprehend and understand what's going on. So you can understand the joke. There's kind of a punchline. That's the end of a joke. It's called a punchline to these stories. So in order to understand the humor, obviously you're going to have to understand the story. So these are a little bit funny. Hopefully you'll think so. And that's what we're going to do. A little bit of everything, kind of a mixed bag on this lesson. And hopefully you can learn a little something and have a little fun. Hello, Halcio.
Hello, Oakley. How are
Hi.
you today?
I'm good. How are you, Halcio?
I'm fine. I'm a little tired. I work a lot today. I make some breads, and
you you
I
made
have I
some.
have I have a small business to make bread.
Oh, really? Nice.
I
Okay.
am designer a day and a bakery tonight.
Okay. No kidding. You're like you're like Batman.
Yes,
Oh, that's awesome,
a
Halcio.
breadman, breadman.
Batchman. You're Batchman. You make batches of bread.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome, Halcio. Okay. Very cool. Okay. Well, glad you could join me. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Welcome to the class, Randy. Hello, Randy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm very great today.
Okay. Welcome to the class. Hello, Heidi,
Hello, nice to see you again.
as always. Uh, hello, Heidi. Okay.
I'm I'm
Yes?
so my avatar is growing up. Before it was a little smaller than now.
It's growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know something I've noticed, quite honestly, I don't know, it's something odd going on with Google. There's a few very subtle, very small changes I've noticed.
I see.
For example, my avatar space in the Hangout is like much longer and bigger than it used to be. Very subtle, small things going on.
Mhm.
I'm not sure. I think they're playing around. You know those technological people, they love to fool around. They're never satisfied. Who knows? Okay, a couple others have joined the class. Welcome, Obed.
Thank you, teacher. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Good. What time is it
This,
there where you are? I don't know what to say. Good morning, good evening.
good morning. This is 4 o'clock in the morning.
What are you doing
This
out
is
of bed? Okay. Well, good morning. Good morning,
good
Obed.
morning. Good morning, sir.
And hello, Ludi. Ludi,
Hi,
always a
okay.
pleasure. Hi.
Good, good, good evening for me.
Good evening for you. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
sorry. Morning for me. I'm still rubbing my eyes, processing my coffee.
What time
Uh,
in there, teacher?
it's 9, but I am really not like you. I do not get up at 4 in the morning. Actually, I often work till midnight, so it would be very difficult for me to get up at 4 in the morning. Okay. Ooh, we have a longer story for our first reading passage of the day. Maybe we'll take two of you to read this one. Okay. Let me screen share here, and we'll get started. Okay, Halcyo, you were the first in. I'm going to ask you to please read the first paragraph. Would you mind doing that?
Okay.
Okay.
And let's go to read.
Sure.
An accountant answered an advertisement for a job with a large firm. At the end of the interview, the chairman said, on last question, what is 3 times 7? The accountant thought for a minute and replied, 22.
Okay. Quick comment. Now, Halcyo pronounced this advertisement. There's nothing wrong with that. Actually, that's very British of you, Halcyo. As an American, I would say advertisement.
Advertisement.
Well, that's very American, okay? A Brit would say advertisement, exactly as you did. So what you said was not wrong. I just wanted to point that out. Okay, and then thought. This word. Thought. The TH, the voiceless TH. Thought. Okay, Heidi, can you take over from outside?
Okay. Outside, he took his calculator and realized that he should have said 21. He concluded that he had lost the job. A fortnight later, however, he was offered the post after a few weeks. He asked the chairman why he had been when he had given the wrong answer. "You were the closest," the chairman replied.
Oh my. Yeah. An accountant for a large firm. It sounds like more like hiring an accountant for the United States government, actually.
This story is a little familiar for me.
Is it? You might have. I've done this before, a long time ago. Or maybe you read it in Reader's Digest. I don't know.
In another place, maybe.
Another place? Interesting.
Yeah. But I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's look at some of the vocabulary. Lure, what is an accountant? An accountant is?
An accountant is a person who keeps money records.
Indeed, it is. Okay, an accountant, that's their job, is to keep all the records of all the money in the business. Very good. Obey it. Firm here means firm. Okay, let's take a look. An accountant answered an advertisement for a job with a large firm. Okay. Obeyed, what is firm here?
Firm, I think a business company.
I think you're right.
Important discussion.
I thought you said it. No, not an important discussion.
Business company.
Business company, yes. A firm is a business company. Of course, we should also recognize that firm can be an adjective. Obey, do you know what firm means as an adjective? For example, I prefer to sleep on a firm mattress.
Matrix.
Mattress. Here, mattress is the thing that we sleep on. It's on top of the bed. It's like the giant cushion you sleep on the bed. It's called a mattress. Okay, I prefer to sleep on a firm mattress. Do you know what firm means in that sentence? Obviously not a business mattress. Silly idea. No? Let me throw it out to the class. What does that mean? Like a firm mattress. Anybody?
Company. Business company.
Well, yeah, in our reading, it means business company. A firm is a business company as a noun, but as an adjective. For example, I like to sleep on a firm mattress. It means the opposite of soft and squishy. It means hard and firm. We also use the adjective in another way to express when a person is kind of hard and unyielding, when they're not flexible, they're very firm. For example, if I give a firm offer to buy your car, that means I'm not going to, if I say I'll give you $1,000 for your car, and that's firm, that means I'm not going to go lower. I'm not going to change my mind. It's hard, it's unyielding, it won't change. A firm mattress, when you lie on it, the mattress doesn't move. It's very hard. If your teacher is very firm with you, means they're very, same thing, unyielding. They won't listen to your arguments. That's the rule, and you have to deal with it. So when a person is firm, they're very strict. Okay, they're not going to change their mind, for example. Okay, but as a noun, a firm is a business. So this is an unusual English word because usually the different forms are quite similar. But here we have a noun with completely different meaning than the adjective. Okay, Randy. Randy, a chairman is a person who
Chairman is the person who controls the meeting.
controls the meeting. Yeah. A chairman is... I love the first answer, though. A chairman is a person who sells or buys chairs. I'm a chairman. Get your chairs. Red hot chairs. Freshly built chairs. Buy them here. No, of course not. Chairman is a person who controls a meeting, or also, of course, when we see chairman of the board, we see a chairman can also designate a position in a country, in a company. All right, it can be used as a job title. He is the chairman, kind of the boss, the CEO. Sometimes. Okay, we've had a couple others join the class. I want to welcome Ricardo. Excuse me. Hello, Ricardo.
Hi, teacher.
Hello. Welcome. And also Hector. Hello, Hector.
Hi. Can you hear?
Yes, Ricardo.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hi, Hector. Hector, I'll talk to you in a minute. Ricardo, yes, we can hear you. Excuse me. Ricardo.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw you right in. A fortnight is... What is a fortnight in English?
Fortnite?
Fortnight. You can see it on my screen.
I don't know.
Sure. No idea. Okay. Okay. Let me throw it out to the class. No idea. Okay. Class. What is a fortnight? Does anybody know?
2 weeks.
Very good. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2
2
weeks.
weeks. That's correct. Very good. Excellent. Heidi, Hector, you're both right. 2 weeks is a fortnight. Half a month, basically. Well, 2 weeks. All right. Very good. Hector, Appoint is a verb. Appoint in the reading means, you didn't see the reading, so where is it here? Where is appoint? I don't even see a point in the story. Oh, okay. Where is it? It's not even in this story. Okay, it's just related to the story. Okay, so you don't need the story, Hector. Appoint means what? Huh. If you're going to appoint someone, well, you can see it's someone. All the answers have someone or a person.
Maybe call a person to come.
No, I can understand why you would say that, because it seems like it might be related to appointment, which of course is a scheduled meeting. No, that's not it. To appoint someone, you want to take a second guess, Hector?
I don't know.
No idea? Let's throw it out to the group. Class, does anybody know what appoint means?
Letter B. Letter B.
Choose a
House.
person for the job.
Indeed. Halcyo. Ludi. That is
Choose
correct.
A person. Choose a person for job.
Yes.
Interview.
Yes. Nope. You choose a person for a job. So, for example, if we use this verb like, okay, I don't know, how the government works in where you live in your country, but in the United States, we vote for the president, okay, but then the president appoints his cabinet, or what are called his secretaries: Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Interior, Secretary of State, Secretary of the Interior. All these guys get appointed, so the president just chooses. Now they can, of course, deny the appointment. Okay, so an appointment can mean, obviously, a meeting. I have an appointment with my dentist. I think you guys all know that. But an appointment can also mean that somebody in authority has chosen you for a specific job. There's actually two meanings for appointment. One related to this verb. So, okay, in a company, maybe if we were a company and I was the CEO, I could appoint Halcyo and Heidi to be in charge of a certain project. So I point my finger and say, Halcyo, Heidi, you're doing it. Okay? You don't have a choice, basically. Okay. Now, all right. Let's see. Halcyo, what is funny about this story? Why is this kind of a silly story? Do you see the irony? What is the unusual thing that happens?
It's difficult.
Okay. Well,
let me think.
okay. If you want, why don't you try? Okay. If all right, I'm asking this question. One way to answer the question is to summarize the reading passage in your own words. Halcyo?
Hello.
Hi. Hello. You want to try doing it that way? You want to try to summarize what happens?
Really, I have no idea.
Okay. All right. Heidi, what? Okay.
Yeah.
What is the? Let me ask you more directly. What is? What do you think is the ironic situation? What is the
Yeah, that problem.
surprise here?
I'm thinking about that. I
Okay.
can't remember. I can't remember that. Maybe I know, but it's a long time ago.
Uh-huh. Okay. What is strange about this
Because
story?
3 times 7 is 21, but the accountant answered 22.
Right.
Accountant should have a very good calculation.
Yes. Obviously. Correct. But then, of course, he gets the job anyway. Wow. So really, the surprise answer out of all the interviews, you were the closest. Okay. All right. That's kind of the joke answer. Seriously now, would you hire an accountant that couldn't multiply 3 times 7? Seriously. It seems that's why I made the joke after the story. I made the joke. It seems like he's an accountant for the government, at least the way my government, well, the United States government does their accounting. Okay. Uh, all right. Let's move on to another story. Oh, this is going to be challenging for pronunciation. Okay. Ludi,
Yes,
can you read this story of
yes.
the delicious pie? Okay. Go ahead.
Delicious pie.
Hmm.
We were two Australian student nurses training at an English hospital. During visiting hours, we would take a break in the work kitchen, and often a kinder visitor would slip us a cake or some chocolate. One night, a woman brought a pork pie to the kitchen and asked me, "Would you eat this up, love?" My friend and I uh, ate every crumb and were delighted until the woman returned and asked, "Is my husband's pie?" Oh yeah, there.
DJ, I know this story. I know.
Okay. Yeah. All right. The last line is my husband's pie. Oh, yeah, there.
Yeah,
Okay.
she is a French woman.
No, she's not French. She's Australian.
Yeah, but the person who is talking the French woman, because French
Oh, is
person
she?
can't pronounce H.
Okay. All right. And actually, that brings me to a point to talk about with Ludi. Now that you mention it. Um. Uh. Okay. Ludi, you did not pronounce the H in hospital.
Okay.
Okay. Which you should be able to hear the H in hospital. In English, of course, in some words we do not hear the H. For example, an hour, 60 minutes is an hour. You don't hear the H. But in some cases you do, like hospital and hair. Uh, okay, you do hear the H. And yeah, right. So, uh,
They say, for example, hotel, not hotel,
yeah,
hotel,
well, that's
and called me as a idea.
right. Okay. Well, Australian, right? The woman who's speaking in the story, the part I highlighted here with the in the quotes. This is okay. The writer writes this to sound like exactly what it should sound like. That's why "would you eat this up, love" actually should have an H, right? And then My husband's pie should be husband's pie. But if you're going to read this, you should read it. You would sound the H in hospital. That's the background information. But at the dialogue part, you would read like this. One night, a woman brought a pork pie to the kitchen and asked me, "Would you eat this up, love?" My friend and I ate every crumb and were delighted until the woman returned and asked, "Is my husband's pie hot yet, dear?" Okay. Right. All right. Let's look at some vocabulary. A little less common word here. Ward. Here means obey it. What does ward mean in this sentence? Where is it? During visiting hours, we would take a break in the ward kitchen. Working at the hospital, they would take a break in the ward kitchen.
I think kind of cooker,
No.
apart in a hospital.
Yes, indeed. There you go. Okay. I don't really know why, but in hospitals, the different sections of the hospital, of course, if you've ever been to a hospital, you realize that there are different sections. Intensive care, there's maternity where people have babies, there's emergency, the emergency area. There's different parts of the hospital, and in English we call them wards. Sometimes this word can be actually used to designate different sections of, for example, a city. Ward 1, usually with a number. Ward 1, Ward 2, Ward 3, and they may be designated such for administrative reasons, like voting. Each ward gets a representative, or that's often the case, or possibly other administrative functions, like where sewer lines go, or power lines, or something like that. So they're administrative sections of a city as well. They can be, or parts of a hospital. Okay. Next one, Randy. To slip. All right, where is it? Where is slip in here? Okay. Often a kindly visitor would slip us a cake or some chocolate. Randy, what does that mean?
I think it means give secretly.
Indeed. They would secretly slip them some cake. Okay, very good. Of course, that's a less common meaning of slip, but totally valid. Also, to slip, also, for example, a person may slip on the ice and fall down. If you slip, you lose your footing. Okay. Or, more abstractly, maybe if you quit smoking and you slip up, often we use the phrasal verb, slip up. If you slip up, you make a mistake. So you're trying to quit smoking and you get very nervous, so you decide to have a cigarette. Oh, I slipped and had a cigarette. Okay. If you slip up, you make an error. So different meanings of slip. This one's quite different. Okay, Hector. What's pork? Hector?
Letter G, pig.
That's right. Okay, Hector, you're so smart. What is meat from a cow called? You know? Meat from a pig is pork. So meat from a cow?
Cacao, no?
Don't know? Throw it out to the class. What is meat from a
No?
cow?
Beef.
That's right. Very good. Beef. All right. What do we normally call meat from a sheep?
Lamb.
Lamb. If it's good, Heidi. If it's young and delicious, it's lamb. What if it's old? An old sheep. Yeah, actually, seriously. Then we call it mutton. It's different. Lamb is, I think it's, the designation is less than 9 months old.
I've never eaten mutton.
Yeah. Lamb is young sheep, but mutton is old sheep. Mutton would have a much stronger flavor, really. It's really not very good. But, okay, anyway. And, of course, what is meat from a hen?
Chicken.
Obviously. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, for bonus points and a gold star, what is meat from a deer? Ah, no one can tell me that, can you? Okay. That is called venison. Yes, it has its own name. What is meat from a duck called? Does anybody know?
Duck.
Very good. Yes, you're right. Meat from a duck is called duck. That was a trick question. Okay. Whoever said that, you're absolutely right. Meat from a duck is called duck. Okay, Halcyo, crumb. What is a crumb?
It's easy, very small bit of bread, cake, etc.
Of course, Halcyo. Of course, you would know that, as you are a batchman, a baker by night.
Bread,
Yeah. Okay, crumbs are when you, maybe if you're a sloppy eater, when you eat cake or cookies or bread, the small pieces that fall off are the crumbs. Okay. There's some, by the way, there's some idiomatic expressions that have to do with crumbs.
Crumbs. Silent B.
Silent B, that is correct. Very good, yes. Usually when you see MB, this MB together, usually it's silent B, like thumb. You have 4 fingers and a thumb on each hand. Or dumb. Someone who can't speak is dumb. Silent B. Comb. You comb your hair. Silent B. General, I guess that's a rule.
It's okay.
Okay. Heidi, delighted means?
Very happy, very glad, and very pleased.
Very pleased, very happy, very glad. Excellent. That is correct. Excellent. Very good. Okay. Ludi?
Yes.
What is the surprise ending of this story? What goes wrong? Yeah.
I didn't understand the last paragraph.
The last part of it?
Yeah. Is my husband's 5 year there? I don't know. I think that the problem, that the funny thing is the woman give the cake, and they eat this piece.
Yes.
I didn't understand what is the funny part of the history. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Let me throw it out to the class. It's a little difficult to understand because there's a strange concept going on here. Can anybody in the class, does anybody know why the ending is surprise
Before
ending.
it's pork pie, so before eating, maybe they need to warm up. Then not sitting there in some microwave or something. So
Right.
to ask them, would you heat this up, right?
Right. Right. In other words, okay. Actually, if you notice, this is kind of important. If you see this little bugger here, this little apostrophe, of course, when we're looking at I am, I'm. When we look at contractions, you see this apostrophe. Why does that exist? What is that? You are, your. It means that there's supposed to be a letter there, or a sound. Um, there's supposed to be a letter and a sound there, but it's missing. All right. So the writer puts the apostrophe here because, in fact, there's supposed to be an H. Okay. What the woman, the Australian, okay, what the woman should say is, "Would you heat this up?" But
If
she,
the nuts took that meaning that to eat, or they are given that pork,
right.
pork,
That's
then
right.
they are very glad and they ate it. Then
Right.
women asked,
They think they're supposed to eat the pie, but they're supposed to heat the pie because she doesn't pronounce the H. So
Okay.
they're very surprised when she comes back and says, "Is my husband's pie hot?" Of course it should be hot.
Now I understand.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
They just ate an uncooked pork pie. Ew, gross. That's disgusting. Right. There you go. Okay, everyone's got it now. Okay. That could be dangerous. I- it could be very dangerous. I'm not sure if the pork pie was actually cooked. That could be. They could get very sick from that. Okay. Obed, can you
Yes.
read the next story? My modern car.
Okay.
All
My
right.
motoring cart. After lunch, my friend and I paid the bill and made our way to my car. I took out my remote control cata- cat gadget
Gadget.
and
Again.
gadget and pressed the button which automatically unlocked the doors. Not have noted what I did. My friend looked puzzled and asked what was the clicking sound. It was just the door unlock, I answered. He looked at me with astonishment and said, "The car recognizes you."
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Let me talk to you a little bit about some of the endings. I noticed that you kind of have a problem with some endings of words. For example, past tense, pressed.
Pressed.
Pressed. Yes, because of the voiceless sound at the end of the verb, we're going to pronounce ed as a t. Pressed, washed, okay, laughed.
Okay.
Sometimes ed has a t pronunciation. All right, pressed, and also puzzled. All right, the puzzle has a voiced sound. Okay, your vocal cords are vibrating with the L, puzzle. So now our ed has a D sound, but no extra vowel sound. Puzzled. Okay.
Puzzle.
Puzzled. Okay. Uh,
Sound ed silent or puzzle? Just only
puzzled.
puzzle?
Puzzled. There is a D sound at the end. Puzzled.
Yeah, puzzled.
Puzzled. Yeah. Okay, another long word here. Automatically. And then one more. Obayed, astonishment.
Astonishment.
Yeah, and the end of this one too, actually. Recognizes.
Difficult. Recognizes.
Good. That was good, though. Recognizes. Okay. The car recognizes you? Nope. Okay. Randy. Ooh. Bill here means, okay. We better look. Okay. After lunch, my friend and I paid the bill. All right. In the reading, Randy, what does bill mean?
It's a part of the bird's mouth. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
It's
good one. What's that?
it's the piece of paper money.
No, it's not, actually.
It's not really.
No. No. After lunch, my friend and I paid the bill. They may have paid with a bill, like a $20 bill, for example. Okay. The crazy thing is here, the word bill actually is all of these things. In the reading, Randy, it is the list of things bought and their price that the waitress brings you after you eat. That little piece of paper that says, okay, Randy had the lamb and Ludi had the chicken and Obayed had the duck, and the prices, and then added up. That's the bill.
Yeah.
Okay. But the odd thing here, bill can also be the hard part of a bird's mouth, is the bill. It can also be something posted on a wall or a fence. Sometimes you see a notice in English-speaking countries, post no bills. Don't stick any notices on the wall or fence. What we just discussed is a bill. In a restaurant, you of course get a bill, and a bill can be a piece of money, a $1 bill, $5 bill, $10 bill, paper money. So all of these things are a bill.
Yeah. When I finish this restaurant, how I can get get me please bill?
Well, you'd probably be a little more polite. You'd probably say, "May I have the bill, please?" Or we also say, "May I have the check, please?"
Yeah, bring the bill.
So
Yeah,
Well, unpolite. Bring the bill fast.
okay, well that's yeah. Please be more polite to your servers. They work very hard. Okay, you need to be polite to them. Remember that they're carrying your food to your plate. They're carrying the food to you. So if you're rude to them, they can spit in your food or put things in your food that you don't really want to eat. Think about that before you're rude to your server. Of course, Bill is also a common nickname in English-speaking countries for William. Someone named William can be called Will or Willie or Bill or Billy or Liam. So all of those derivatives come from the name William, and Bill is very, very common. I know lots of Bills as a name. Okay, so the word bill has all of these meanings and can be a name and can also be a proposed law. Before a law gets voted on and becomes a law, it is a bill. Like a law supposition, a potential law. Okay, so lots of meanings for bill. It's one of those English words that has many, many meanings. Hector, a gadget, is
A gadget is a small machine.
that's right. You ever seen the cartoon Inspector Gadget? Or actually, I think it was a movie too. No, not important.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, right. He's got all the stupid. He's got the flying umbrella hat, and he's got gadgets all over his body.
Yep.
Right. 007. All right. Always has some kind of gadgets. Right. But gadgets can be simple. You could be talking about electronic car keys, or your cell phone, or an electric can opener. All those things are gadgets. Okay. Halcyo, puzzled means, what is puzzled?
Puzzle.
Yeah.
Let me try see.
Let's take a look here. Excuse me. Not having noticed what I did, my friend looked puzzled and asked. Friend looked puzzled.
Let's go. What is the puzzle? Unable to understand?
Yeah. Okay. If you're puzzled, it means you don't understand something. Like a puzzle. A puzzle is hard to do and difficult to understand.
Like maybe confused.
Confused. Yeah, that's right.
I'm puzzle some words in English.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Very good. That was perfect, though. You may be, but that you use that one perfectly. Okay. Heidi, to click.
Maybe letter B.
Mm-hmm.
Make a short, sharp sound.
Absolutely. Very good. Heidi, you ever click your heels?
Click. Usually I use mouse. Click mouse.
Yeah, you click a mouse. It does make a small sound. A little clicking sound. Click, 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 click. Yeah, a sharp sound. All right. You ever clip your heels? Click your heels. Sorry.
Click.
Yeah.
No.
Jump in the air and click your heels together.
Click heels together. Click means a small sound, right? So
That's right.
use only rubber sole.
Oh, okay. All right. You smack your heels of your shoes together. It's
like
called
ninja.
clicking your heels. Okay. Yes, that's right. To click is to make a short, sharp sound. All right. Astonishment. Ludi, astonishment. Excuse me.
Astonishment
Means?
great surprise.
Hang on. Great surprise. That's crazy. Who wrote this? Great surprise. Astonishment means great surprise, not great surprise. I don't know why the word was written Grate. That's crazy. Of course, it was written like this, which is totally wrong. Great means large surprise. Great, this second one. Do you know what that means, Ludi? Great?
No.
Okay.
The second, no.
Yeah, okay, it is a word, and it sounds exactly the same as the first word. To grate, it's verb. For example, maybe if you're making lasagna, you might grate the cheese. If you're making pizza, you have to grate the cheese. You use the grater. You use that little metal box with the sharp edges, and you rub the cheese on it, and little pieces of cheese fall down inside. So, okay, you're cutting off small pieces, cheese for pizza. Okay, what is going on, Obeid?
Yes.
What is funny about this story? What is this surprise ending here?
I think
Here's the story. Okay.
what was that clicking sound?
Right. The friend doesn't know.
Yes.
The friend doesn't know what's going on. Right? Okay. And then, okay, at the end, the punchline. By the way, the end of a story that's supposed to be funny is called a punchline. All right. The end of a joke. Obviously, when somebody tells a joke, the last line is supposed to be funny. That's called the punchline. So this is the punchline. He looked at me with astonishment and said, "The car recognizes you?" In other words, the friend didn't see the gadget, doesn't understand he has an electronic car or opener. Yeah. Okay. Knucklehead friend. Okay. One more. Let's see if we can fit in one more story here. Randy, your turn to read.
The student ate my meals at the seaside boarding house. The landlady was a good cook, and as her husband was a fisherman, we ordered that fish for dinner. Eventually, I got tired of it and took sleeping it under the sofa, while the family cat reclined and devoured. This worked very successfully until one day, and the lady brought us behind me and said, "Young man, it's high time. I told you that our cat was run over by a lorry 2 weeks ago."
Okay. I hope everybody could hear that. It was Randy, you're slipping away. I don't know. Your connection is slipping away. I Not your fault, Randy. You did a terrific job, but I'm gonna read it over just because I know it was very low. So real quick. As a student, I ate my meals at a seaside boarding house. The landlady was a good cook, and as her husband was a fisherman, we always ate fish for dinner. Eventually, I got tired of it and took to slipping it under the sofa, where the family cat would find and devour it. This worked very successfully until one day the landlady tiptoed up behind me and said, "Young man, it's high time I told you that our cat was run over by a lorry 3 weeks ago." Okay, there you go. Thanks, Randy. Hector, let's look at some vocabulary. A boarding house is a what? Hector, are you back in the class? No. Okay. Helcio. Helcio, a boarding house is
A boarding house is a building which near the sea.
well, it could be, but not necessarily.
Mm, house giving homes and food.
There you go. Yes, a boarding house could be anywhere. Could be near the sea. Could be near the desert. Um, right. Generally, a private house which lets you stay in a room. Maybe there's one, two, four boarders. A person staying in a boarding house is a boarder. And everyone eats together in a family style. And generally, it's going to be a lot cheaper than staying in a hotel.
Oh, okay. And in Brazil, the name is for English is hostel for me.
Sure. Okay. A hostel. See. Okay. In a hostel, for example, in the United States, is kind of a little. It's similar to this, but it's a little more like a dormitory. There are many very simple rooms. A boarding house is usually like a private house. The bedroom looks like a normal bedroom. It's not just a cot and a. It's a little more homey. If you know what I mean. It's a little more personal. Like someone's house. You feel like you're staying in their guest bedroom. A hostel is a little more like a dormitory, a little more sterile and neutral. I don't know. Uh, okay, let's move on. Now, Heidi, a landlady, is a
Owner.
woman who,
Owner.
old and weak. No, keeps a boarding house, has a lot of money.
No.
Yeah, you're right. You're more right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
house.
Keeps a boarding house. Yeah, you are actually more correct than the worksheet here. A landlady or landlord is the person who owns a property, and you have to pay rent. So, okay, I live in a house, but I pay rent. So my landlord, actually my landlady, I have a landlady, owns my house. It could be an apartment, it could be a boarding house, you know, it could be the room in a boarding house you have to pay rent for. Doesn't matter. The owner of the property is the landlady or landlord.
How much do you pay a month?
Secret. Not very much. It's the Philippines, so it is
Yeah.
super cheap. It is really cheap to live here.
Is it good?
Is it good? Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, it's less than $100 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, for a whole house. Crazy, right? Okay. I don't know why. Now, an interesting thing here: landlady, landlord. They still have lady and lord. There's no. I don't think there's any PC politically correct word yet. Now, you know, we can't say waiter and waitress. We have to say server. We can't use men and women differentiating terms for jobs, and yet still the term landlady and landlord is widely used. I find that interesting. I don't have any explanation, but just wanted to share that. Ludi eventually means
Eventually. Meanwhile, maybe.
Maybe not.
Eventually.
Yeah. Okay. We got lost on our trip to the mountains, but eventually we got to the hotel. Does that help?
In the end.
In the end, sure. Eventually means in the end. Okay. So eventually I got tired of it. In the end, okay. After a while, it doesn't necessarily have to be in the end, although it could be. Eventually means can mean after a period of time. So really, this isn't the end of the story. Eventually, I got tired of it, fish for dinner, and started slipping it under the sofa, secretly putting it under the sofa. Obey it. To take to here means, we better take a look. What is take to? Eventually, I got tired of it and took to slipping it under the sofa. What does he mean? He took to slipping the fish for dinner under the sofa. Any idea?
I think carry something to somewhere.
No, he wasn't carrying the fish anywhere. He was sitting on the sofa and stuffing it under the sofa for the cat. No, we're actually out of time. So he began to do something as a habit. He started, I took to walking to work every day. I started to walk to work every day as a habit. All right, this is a interesting phrasal verb. You start to do something habitually. Wow, a lot more here. Let's see. As a class, let's see if we can quickly do this. To devour. Who knows what devour means?
Eat something hungrily.
Right. Eat something hungrily. Eat something quickly. Lions devour an antelope. What is to tiptoe?
Walk quickly on the
People
floor.
feet. Stand up on the hip.
Yeah, stand up on your toes. That's right. And walk very quietly. Okay. Tiptoe. And to run over means what?
Drive over something.
That's right, with your car. You run over something. Okay, we are out of time. So I have another Verbling class to start right now. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank
And
you, Oakley.
I'll see you again soon here on Verbling. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
teacher.